Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be making a prequel video for the collaboration that I'm doing with Crafty Cat Incorporated called Crafting for Christmas. So we're supposed to be making shaker shaker frames. And what I thought I would do is use my circle punch to create the shaker. I'm sticking with the black, white, and gold theme from the Oh So Glam paper pad that I've been using in the videos that I've been releasing in correlation with Christmas. So what I'm doing is I'm making the base 4x4. And so all I'm doing is I'm just cutting one strip off of the paper. And then I'm going to do 4 here as well. And I thought that the circles would be cute on there, considering I'm only using round sequins. Alright, I hope that makes sense. And excuse the camera shake, I have a different setup for today. I've been doing some rearranging as always. I'm using some transparency paper that I had asked the wizard and she gave me some help. And so I'm just making this two two and a quarter, I think. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. So it's 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, I believe, because you don't need it to be that big. You just need for your circle to be covered first. I watched the YouTube video, if I can remember the lady's link that I learned what I'm about to show you. I will, because that made a lot of sense what she said in the video. Then I'm going to use another 4x4 or semi close to 4x4 black sheet of paper, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. So what I do is I just eyeball where I want to punch out the circle for the frame, and I think it's almost in the middle. If I really want to get super technical, I guess I could do that. And then I'm just going to put that to the side, and now I'll show you the stamps we're going to use. We're going to use this Dear Santa, Is It Too Late to Negotiate by Dylusions. It's called the Dear Santa set. And so I think it's gonna be really, really cool. What I don't have, I have my platform, my stamping platform, but I don't have my little acrylic block, so I've just been kind of, ghetto with it. I've been taking the lid and picking it up like that. And so I've just stamped it out. You gotta do whatever you can to make it work when you don't plan properly and bring all your stuff to your little working area. I think that's probably why I have, besides when I used to buy 2 of everything, multiples, because I always put something up and can't find it. So it stamps out great. Dear Santa, is it too late to negotiate? And I just used the back of that other circle. Okay, so now before we put all of our stuff together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some tape, my thin red line tape, anti-static powder, baby powder, whatever you want to use, whatever you have that's anti-static, to make sure your sequins don't stick or you don't get the static. That's what I'm doing, and I'm gonna do that to this as well. Just go crazy with it, right? All right, so this is what she shows you in her video. She says to put your acetate or whatever you're using down first, which makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because you get into the moment and what happens is you forgot to put your little window piece on. And so what I have adopted is just doing all of the this portion first, like building up everything, and then deciding on how I'm going to make the card. I knew I wanted to use the circle to make the frame, like to make a little circular frame, because I didn't want these to be big. They're going to go into another project later on in the month. So I want to make sure that I have them just, you know, an appropriate size. So I want to get as close as possible to the circle because my little sheet is not that big. It's super, super, super windy here. So if you hear any winds or shaking, which you shouldn't, but the windows, you know, the whole house seems to vibrate with the gust of winds. Yesterday I was in the restroom and the kids were, you know, in the living area or whatever. I heard this big boosh, like a big fall, something fell, and I was like, oh Lord, what has happened? And I think one of the trash cans had toppled over, but it sounded loud, super duper loud. So they were okay. That's the main goal. I was like, what happened? I told you we'd have family coming in. She made it here, so I've not had a lot of time to do my normal, what I normally do. So I'll try to catch up on whatever I need to catch up on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my foam tape, and I ran out of this foam tape. I just have this little piece left, so I'm going to have to improvise. Good thing is most of the foam that I have is the same thickness. So I'm just going to put this thin piece down at the bottom right here. And I don't want to do the whole thing yet. I just want to make sure I cover up my little window again, because I want to encase the actual shaker portion of it. I hope that makes sense to you, what I'm saying. So the shaker portion I want to be foamed in differently than the entire piece. I don't have a trash can anymore. I'm a mess. Sometimes adulting takes a toll on me. So I'm just here applying this down. And a good thing is, like I said, the tape is the same thickness, because it would look so weird if it was not the same thickness. And it wouldn't support the hole like I needed to. And this is a good thing, you know, you're covering up your plastic or your acetate or whatever you're using to create that window, or the shaker portion, as you can see things shaking. So it's just a good reinforcement of that. And I put too much, so I'm going to stop right there. All right, and so this is how it looks now. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all these little tiny pieces, and what I'm going to do is hopefully they all unravel pretty well off of here. If not, you know, we'll just have to piece it together. So now I want to try to butt these up to the edge as best as possible. So you can see it's right on the edge. Because now this is going to be the whole frame portion of the shaker. And this can be tedious if you're doing these little tiny pieces. You know, the one by ones. When I don't want it to roll off the roll, it rolls off the roll. And when I want it to roll off the roll, it doesn't roll off the roll. You know, that's my luck, right? That's okay. And the way it is set up, it works really, really well, in my opinion. For what I want to do, at least. I think next time I'll actually do a real frame, like, you know, a bigger frame with a bigger opening. But for now, I'm okay with this opening. Because you know, what I'm creating this for, I don't want it to, I want all of the pieces that I create to be just as special as each. I don't want one to overshadow, I guess you could say, the other pieces. And so right here you can see that it's not a whole bunch of room, so I'm going to take my thinner piece. Whenever I say thinner, I always think about that movie, and I know I've told you that before, and I apologize. I do repeat things sometimes. I think the more you live, some of the stories you like to say stick with you longer than others. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this back just a little and cut it. Okay. So here is our frame. And so this is how it's going to look. And I want it to be on the same side, and so this black is just going to cover up. And so now what I've done, what I'm going to do is I want to reinforce the thickness on here. And for some reason my other glue doesn't want to work, so I'm using this Aleene's tacky glue. With this, I would recommend not going directly on the edge, only because it's going to ooze. It's going to ooze out some. So what I've tried to do is try to put like a medium, a moderate coat on like that. And I just take the glue and I kind of just work it in. And then squeeze out as I feel is needed. See, the other glue that I used, you don't have, that's not all, you know, it's not really required to do all that extra stuff. And then I just take this and I butt it right, try my best to butt it edge to edge. Then I just take my scoring tool the good thing about, you know, wet glue, like I always say, you do have wiggle room to work out some of your ill fittings or measurements, and then you just, well, I just take it and I squeeze it out. And it's okay if some squeezes out, no problem. At least you know it's all, you got it covered, right? Good coverage. All right, so now that we have this squeezed out, I'm just gonna wipe this off. If you're not comfortable with the oozing of your glue, don't apply as much. And I'm okay with the oozing of my glue, so no worries. All right, so this is how it's gonna look. And you really won't be able to see this black piece anyway, because we're gonna cover that up. And now I just take this, and even though I don't feel like it's necessary, I just don't like seeing all the sequins seep into the bottom of the paper or sticking to the side. And there we go with that. So then I take this, my sentiment, and I figure out where I want to put it. So what I know is I think I want to have it like this on the side, just like that. So what I do, the way I've done it, and is I just go back and I find the good placement that I wanted, and I just take my punch. So if I want it right here, let's say for right here, I'll tape it and I'll glue it into that position, because what I did for the other piece, for this piece, is I took the whole punch and I went all the way to the very edge. So I do the same thing with this one, and you can see how it's starting to fold over, which I am okay with, as I stated before. So, or you know, you can chance it and try to get it right in where you feel your piece would be. And I did that on another one, and it did not work out that well. So if it works out for you, then this is fine. You know, do it like that. You can do it this way if you like, if that makes you happy, or you could do it the other way. Now you just glue this sentiment down. Okay, once you have this down to your liking, I just put mine to the side. And again, since I'm trying to stick with like gold and black, I pulled out my sequin packs that I have gotten from various places, but the ones I'm using now you can pick up from the Dollar Tree. I don't want to use a lot of them because it's not a big spot, you know, it's not a massive spot to put a lot of sequins in. And the more sequin, I feel like the more sequins you use, the more static, I guess, is created. So with this one, I want to go with a bolder color. And these are the fall, this is the fall pack, I believe. It's not called fall pack. You know, they don't really have anything labeled at Dollar Tree unless it's a true craft brand. But I've seen Crafter's Square before. So I don't know. But I know it's not labeled. Well, you can't read the labeling. It doesn't say fall, but you know, everyone's just calling it the fall collection because it has these different colors of brown and golds in there for like the pumpkins and things like that. And then, you know, they have the Halloween one that everyone calls the Halloween. I think it's a Halloween one because it's purple and orange. So that is plenty right there, right? A plenty. So now what I do is I just take off all this tape. Now, the good thing about foam tape, in my opinion, is it doesn't, it's forgiving. You know, you can apply it and you can, if it's not in the right spot, you can redo it. So I had put this one strip too close to the circle. So I just cut it. I just trimmed it to size to make it look, well, not look better. So you couldn't see it on the other side when you see the actual piece. Okay. Ugh. Even though foam tape is forgiving, you still have to pull off all these little strips, right? Okay, so now that it's all off tape, I should have did this before. I just kind of go back in here, even though I did it one time, I've been touching it and stuff like that. I just do it again because the sequins are now there. And they tend to do whatever they want to do, right? They stick on stuff. They do all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. I don't really like shaker cards. As you all know, that's probably my #1 nemesis in the whole crafty thing. Is shaker cards for now, at least. I mean, I'm doing okay with doing them. But I just don't like them. I struggle with them so much. But I'll get better. Because I'll keep trying to make them. Alright, so I just burnish this down some. Okay, and now we're just going to apply right here. And I do know that it's going to be off some because when I measured it out, I measured it slightly crooked. And so I'm going to apply slight pressure to it in case I need to take it off. So like I said, I know it's going to be off some. So now what I'm going to do is just roll this back and fix it. Okay, once you get it into place, like if you had a bigger surface, it wouldn't matter so much about the shaker, the circle piece being on there or whatever, if I had like used a larger surface, but I wanted to keep it, you know, dainty, a dainty frame, right? All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off all this excess overlap and go on to the next portion. So I'll be back. Okay, when I cut this piece, it kind of pulled up some of the core on this. So all I'm doing is taking my ink pad and rubbing the edges just a scotch, a smidgen, to make sure that it is covered back up, because I don't want to distress or do anything extra to this at the moment. So here we go. It's not, all right, here we go. So I didn't make a super thick shaker. I don't want them to be really big. So now we need to put another picture on here. And I figured since we were using this little Dear Santa and it says Dear Sandra, I cannot explain. I think what I want to do is, isn't this little snowman cute? He is so cute, and I think he'd look good right there. Or even a tree. I think I'll do the tree, because I can make, yeah, I can do something oddballish with the tree. Alright, so this is how the tree looks stamped out, and I'll leave the rest of the work to the left-handed crafter to reveal on the collaboration video. I want to say thank you all for watching. If you prefer just to see everything in one video, or if you like to see two, I know some people don't like to see a lot of stuff going on in videos, so I figure I could just do the reveals in the collaboration and do my normal talk a lot, run my mouth a lot in regular videos. So I want to say thank you for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.